probably thinking, Daddy Cornstar, why do you got a sweatshirt on? Good question. It's about 54 degrees this morning, just a little bit chilly in a t-shirt. Gonna get about 86 degrees today, so that's a big jump. So in a little while I'll be taking the sweatshirt off, having sweat running down my forehead. My eyeballs will be burning from the sweat sticking in them. But right now it's just a little bit chilly, and what I'm going to be doing, we are switching over to beans. So Cooper's out getting the combine set up. Zach decided to jump on the little John Deere tractor, and he is running around with a batwing mower. He is going to mow some of the waterways on a couple cornfields we just got done harvesting, and then some terraces. He's going to try to mow them up to make them look nice for fall time here. But it sounds like I need to get the red Freightliner ready. Gonna check the gas. Blee, blee, blee. It's not gas. We're gonna check the diesel in that. I'm trying to think what else we need. Well, let's get the day started and see what we can tear up. One of the most important things to do every day, well, probably not every day if you're not running, but one of the important things of, well, maintenance equipment is checking them over daily. So when you go to start a semi, even if you only drove it 5 trips yesterday, it's probably wise to pop the hood, recheck the fluids, check the oil. What if something was leaking going down the road and you didn't know it? Check the tires, just bang on the tires, make sure there's not a flat. With these, really nice, protects the rocks, that's what we want them for, but it is harder to see the tires. Check the trailer tires, check, just give things a good look over. I probably have 1,000 people a month tell me, Daddy Cornstar, you're right. I should have checked the oil. I should have checked the radiator. I should have looked my motor over. I wasn't thinking. Well, actually, I probably never had anybody say that to me. I'm making that part up. You know, that's one thing when people are speaking on the radio, TV, they can say whatever they want and kind of make the stretch the story that much bigger. So that's kind of what I was doing. But no, actually, I've probably only had one person in my life ever say, hey, I wish I would have checked something when you said something about checking it. But otherwise, it is very important though to take the time, check the fluids. Like here, minimum, I can see the water level there. That's full, that's good. My eyes are kind of scanning the motor over right now to see if I see any oil drips, water drips. Thought I seen a crack in the, no, it's not a crack. And like here, it takes a whole 3 minutes to go around, check things over. But if you didn't check it and you cost yourself an engine or something because of just not wanting to take the time, that could cost days, weeks, months to get it back on the road. Plus a very expensive unwanted parts bill. Hard to see in my radiator for some reason. There's a glare. You know, some of these older trucks like this is a 1988, may not be the prettiest looking truck among all new trucks, but it still runs great. It gets us to A to B. We don't run our trucks that long, that far. I should have showed you that dipstick before I put it back in. She's good. She's full. She's on the line, or she's above the, she's right between the lines, full and. Well, we're going to be doing beans today, so hopefully everything goes really nice out there in the bean field. Some of you may know, some of you may not. Beans can be very enjoyable or they can be nerve-wracking. Like this morning, a little bit of dew on them yet. We cannot run. Corn we could be running, but the stems get tough. Zach was telling me the bean stems, and we'll look at them, he said they're about as big as his finger, and his finger is a lot bigger than mine for thickness, but he goes, they're like little trees out there cutting down. One nice thing about a semi, they're very good on drinking a lot of diesel fuel. I've hardly ever tested ours, to be honest, just a couple times. I know the one semi, I tested it one time for one tank, and I think it was around 6 miles per gallon. Just talking to the over road guys, probably anywhere from 5 miles per gallon, 8 miles per gallon. So you think about that when a semi is going down the road and you're meeting them, they're drinking a lot of fuel. This semi here has got an 80-gallon tank on this side, 80-gallon tank on the other side, 160 gallons. So when you start filling these little things up, you hear a lot of ching-chings going through your pocket. We got these little things right now floating around that come out for about a week every fall when it starts to warm up again. But they're the little bitty little black bugs. You can't even hardly see them. Knock on wood, they haven't bothered me yet. But I know Justin said they've been biting on him. The LP man was out yesterday and they were just like sticking to his arms. They can stay away from me, but normally they bite me too. So time I get done talking here, 15 minutes from now, I'll be wishing I wouldn't have told you guys about these little bitty little biting little bugs that you can't really see. Cole's starting the semi, so why am I walking over here? He's going to bring it around so we can put diesel fuel in it. Make sure everything's ready, full of fuel. But I was saying, this morning we were talking, some of the bean stems I guess are really tough on the beans. And we'll talk about that when we get out there again. We could save it for when we get out there. And then you guys won't be like, huh, Danny Cornstar, you just talked about that a little bit ago. Hey, we'll talk about it in a little bit. You know, they always say walk with your nose equal to your body so you're looking straight forward. Well, sometimes don't you think you should put your eyes down and kind of look what's in front of you? Because you never know what you might step into. Now, if you stepped into that, how long do you think you'd be sitting in your vehicle before you'd be like, what is that smell? And it happened to me once. Took Mama Cornstar out, met her in town after work, and we got to a restaurant, we're eating pizza, and I kept like, what is that smell? Does Mama Cornstar smell? And I looked under my shoe and I was like, oh no, I must have stepped in a dog biscuit. And then you're trying to hold your foot still on the floor and you keep smelling it. No. So good thing I seen that before I stepped in it, or whew. I didn't realize the auger wasn't in our small bin over here for beans, so we're gonna have to climb up there and take the lid off and lower the auger in. Be good, shouldn't it? Cole and me trying to make sure everything's ready for this auger, so when we bring the first load of beans in, we're ready to dump.
Just like that. No more having to yoink this thing around.
Bring her out once so we kind of know where the middle is so we can mark it. We're out here in the bean field. We got here about an hour ago. Cooper and Zach tried a little beans. They were testing about 15.2, so we ran to town, ate a little bite, come back. Now we're going to take another sample, see how they're testing. I'm going to run over and get the pickup real quick so we can run that in. These beans, they're tall. There's beans all the way to the top. We got a lot of rain this summer, and I was a little worried that it might really affect the beans. And I shouldn't be saying too much yet because we're actually just getting started, so one never knows. All right, let's go get the truck, run in a sample. We're real close to an elevator. Figured do the professional. That's what the moisture is. We got a load of beans coming, so we're gonna try to get things straightened around here. Well, I'm gonna swing my truck around, but in the meantime, Zach's back with a full load on the grain cart. He's gonna dump, and then I'm gonna ride back with Cole, just make sure everything's working at the home place. Guess these beans are doing really good, but the stems are really tough, so the combine's only going like 2.5 miles per hour. Cart fills it up pretty fast. One nice thing about this Wilson cart, it's real easy to roll the tarp.
Automatic tarping. Look at that. Not to touch anything.
We got Cooper in the combine coming across. Zach is behind him in the grain cart. Down here right now, a lot of people saying how tough the stems are pulling. The beans a little bit ago were testing 14.1 moisture, so really good there. But it's just the stem that the beans are on, the pods, the stem, pulling really hard, I guess. So Cooper's running about 2.5 miles per hour when he'd rather be running 5, but if the beans are pulling hard, you just got to slow her down. Here comes Cooper here. We're running a 45-foot bean head. When Zach comes by, take a look at the tires on this thing. Them are them big LSWs from Titan Tires. Just take a look how smooth they are. You can see how they float. Looks like he's got about 38,000 pounds on the Brent cart, and that's what I like about having the digital scale on the side. I can see how much weight's on there. Well, it looks like Zach just came up with a load of beans. We're gonna get these loaded up. Now, this is a big cart, but they got some probably twice the size of this. Them things are absolutely huge. I'd love to see one in person running sometime. Nice thing is we like about this, the 1396, when we come up, even if we're not full, we have a good semi-load, and we don't have to like heap it. And I know every load cart's different. I talked to some guys that like the 1,000 bushel ones, so when they come up, but you got to have them carts really, really full to get a load. 900 bushel one, you come up, you're short on getting a load. But then sometimes the guy's tractor ain't big enough to pull a great big one either. So they got us one way or the other. The one thing I do like about Brent carts though, the grain carts, they have a size for about everybody's needs. So that's really neat. What works for me may not work for the other guys. So we got options. And our option is we're going to get on the road. Just pulled in with the trailer here. We got to put the almighty, and we're going to pull this out by hand. We're going to cheat. Whoa, wrong way, Harry. Oh, I suppose I didn't go far enough forward. Maybe. That was lucky, very lucky. I need to go forward probably a little more. Let's see how this works. Next time I could probably come this way, just a tweak. We didn't do too bad, it'll work. Didn't want to get danger there. Nice load of beans. This might not be the biggest bin in the world, but it's not the smallest. The nice thing is it still holds beans. I think in corn it holds around 13,500. Beans is probably 10,500 to 11,000 bushels, but it's still nice to be able to get them out of the field